Alright guys, welcome back. It is now clear that EPRA has no say in price of fuel in this country. The price of fuel is now, let me say, controlled at State House. Immediately after EPRA has raised the fuel with 40 and 28 shillings, William Samoei Ruto announced that this fuel is going now to reduce
nation from here in the middle of Suneka, in the middle of the people of Kenya, that though we have had challenges of war in Middle East that has resulted in high fuel prices across the globe, in our region and everywhere else for the last 2 years, because of the G2G arrangement that had made sure that we have constant supply of fuel in Kenya and that we have managed to moderate prices. I am announcing today, in the middle of people here, that the fuel prices that have gone up, we have stepped in as government with 6.5 billion shillings to reduce the cost of fuel. We have also stepped in to bring down VAT from 16% to 8% for the next 3 months until we make sure that we have gone through this phase. And thirdly, we have made sure that paraffin that is used by ordinary citizens, paraffin that is used by our border circles, we have made sure that the prices don't change because we want to cushion the people of Kenya from fuel prices. Munasema tuendelee ama tuendelee jameni? Kuna wengine wanasema ya kwamba ati kwa sababu mafuta imeongezeka na imeongezeka duniani kote, wanataka kufanya maandamano hapa Kenya. Mimi nawauliza, tukifanya maandamano bei ya mafuta itakuja chini? Itakuja chini? Si lazima tutumie akili kupunguza gharama ya mafuta? Na tupange tuhakikisha kwamba ile vita inaendelea ndio inatuletea shida iishe huko mahali inaendelea. Kwa hivyo mimi nataka niwahakikishie wa Kenya, serikali ya Kenya itafanya juu chini kuhakikisha kwamba bei ya mafuta haiendi juu zaidi, na vile vile kuna mafuta ya kutosha ya kusukuma gurudumu ya taifa letu la Kenya. Wa Kenya hoye!
That alone, it gives you a very clean picture that we have some of these cartels that are controlling the pricing of oil in this country. And those people are not even the EPRA itself. They're small people there in State House. And that aside, in this video, I want to talk about the response of the one man, Babu Owino, concerning the price hike in this country. And before we start it, let's listen to Babu Owino as he was trying to figure out how this fuel is going now to affect right from the high mtu wa juu sana hadi huyu mtu wa bodaboda, the small people in this economy of Kenya. Just pay attention on him.
And that fuel was going to be increased by 14 shillings. Today, to our surprise, the government is increasing fuel by 28 shillings petrol and 43 shillings diesel. It means that even that 14 shillings, the one that was adulterated, would have been better because it was only going to increase by 14 Kenya shillings. I want to tell Kenyans that increasing fuel prices means increase in cost of living. Cost of living has been a major issue of concern. Kenyans don't have jobs. Increasing fuel means that the transport cost is going to increase, therefore Kenyans are going to be overburdened. It means that anything that is capable of being transported, from fertilizer to anything that is helping in agriculture, is going to increase. What does that mean? That an increment in transport cost is going to be taken care of in the final product, which is the food that is going to be sold or a good that is being produced. And therefore it means that when you increase fuel price, you are going to automatically increase the cost of food in our nation. When you increase the cost of food, then the high cost of living that we were running away from, the cost of flour, cost of unga, cost of mboga, cost of any other thing that is capable of being transported and or eaten is going to be increased. So a normal Kenyan, the disposable income is not going to be increased. Therefore, these Kenyans are going to be overburdened. Why should the government treat her citizens with lots of contempt? Increasing cost of fuel will further increase the cost of electricity. There is part of electricity in our country that we generate by use of thermal power plants. And in these thermal power plants, we use fuel in these plants. The moment you increase that cost of fuel, it means that the cost of electricity will increase. Increasing the cost of electricity is going to overburden Kenyans. Increasing cost of electricity is also going to increase the cost of production in various factories. In various factories where there is manufacturing. So the cost of production is going to increase, and when it increases, the price of those goods that are produced in those factories are going to increase. When those prices increase, this is going to further increase cost of living in our country.
Then he went ahead further and said the only solution to this matter is to call for demonstration, of which I don't agree with him on that. Just listen.
And we want to warn this government that when this skyrocketing of prices of fuel will be implemented, this is the right time to call for maandamano. That maandamano that we used to say. And you journalists, you agreed with me that maandamano is good. Yes. Why did you agree? Because we said kufukuza wakoloni ilikuwa nini? Journalist, ilikuwa nini? Maandamano. Ilikuwa nini? Maandamano. Kuleta multi-party system ilikuwa nini? Maandamano. Kuleta Gen Z kudeal na the draconian finance bill in 2025 ilikuwa nini? Mbadi kupata kazi ilikuwa nini? Si ni ukweli? So maandamano ndio time nzuri ya maandamano. Hii time ya increase prices za fuel, because Kenyans are already suffering. So if you don't embrace maandamano, wewe mwenyewe utaumia. So I'm so disappointed. Kenyans are disappointed. This is not how we run a government, like a kiosk. Even a kiosk is run in a better way, very organized. This is disorganization of a nation and punishing Kenyan citizens. Man alone does not bring fuel to Kenya. There are other sources where we can get fuel. We don't depend. 60% of the fuel that we receive, yes, is coming from that route. But we can change the route. There are other places where we can get fuel. Nigeria here has fuel, correct? The other areas that we have fuel. We were told that the CS who does not understand what type of fuel oil we are getting from Turkana. What are we waiting for? We have other ways of getting fuel. And we want this government to cushion. We want subsidies on these prices of fuel that we are experiencing. Time frame, we are going to communicate. The moment we give an ultimatum, it must be implemented. So Kenyans, be ready from wherever you are. Ukiwa uko Western, kuwa tayari. Ukiwa Rift Valley, kuwa tayari. Hii fuel price si ya watu wa one term peke yake. Hii fuel price sasa saizi hata watu wa two term. Niambie kama uko na mahali penye unanunua fuel at a cheaper price. The party that I represent is Linda Mwananchi, and it is talking now.
And in case, guys, before we look into the real interpretation of those statements, in case this is your first time coming across us, kindly please consider subscribing to this channel. And why am I not agreeing with Babu Owino as the demonstration aspect of it is concerned? We need to look and give the solution on how this thing should be dealt with it. And I'm coming up with another video of Ndindi Nyoro trying to give a solution on all this messy. And where I said the demonstration will not help. If the cost of living is very high, the only way to do is to reduce some of the VAT that is being added on this commodity so that they can be now lowered down. But now going ahead and storming the cities, the streets, that will not help. In fact, it's going to make the matter to be more chaos. More chaos how? People are going to lose their lives on street, and you all know how Ruto is very brutal. He's going to deal with them without any mercy. So instead of we are in this crisis, let's not subject our people to the protest. Let's not subject the people. When these things is high, we all suffering. We all are suffering. So the only way we need to do it is at least to have a national dialogue, to talk to these people that are now managing this EPRA. Let's have something like public participation. What is the view of Kenyans on SEM? What is the view of Kenyans on what is going on? Are they comfortable to be of a charge? Are they comfortable to live in a country where the prices of things are very high? When things will said and done, then the government refused completely to change or rather to lower the prices of fuel or rather even to have some of the subsidies on this. What they need to do, according to me, is to wait until 2027. Let's suffer. We normally say, eat what you have already cooked. It's this government is Kenyans who placed them in power. And if they are now wanawadhulumu, what you need to do is to accept. Take the medicine. Nisisi. So the only problem, at least through this hardship that they are going through, we as Kenyans, Mkenya is someone who will now understand through the tough condition. So through this tough condition that they are facing, so from there, they will now come up, or rather they will form their mind, what we need to do now here is not to go to vote blindly. We have to vote in people that are going to do what? We have to vote in people that are going to work for us, not to make their own profit. From there now, watachanuka, and they will deal with all this mess that we are witnessing in this country come 2027. But again, when they still re-elect them, Apple, we don't have any option. It's just to suffer in silence. What is your thought, guys? Drop it in the comment section. I'll be doing my best to read it and giving you a response. And with that, peace and love.
And with that, guys, thank you for choosing Kenya Political Brief as your primary news platform, more so on politics. Kindly please share this video to a friend. If politics is your passion, this is the place you really wish to be. Kindly subscribe. Bye bye.